What if you could hire a 24/7 salesperson, receptionist, onboarding specialist, and customer support rep, all for pennies on the dollar, and never have them miss a call, a detail, or a follow up? That's exactly what AI agents can do when you set them up the right way. AI agents are one of the most powerful features inside HighLevel right now, but most people either set them up incorrectly or never take full advantage of them. Today, I'm going to show you how to build an AI agent that actually understands your business, answers questions accurately, asks qualifying questions, follows your process, and even triggers back-end automations for you. All right, now let's go ahead and hop in to setting up our agents. We're going to be talking about really the basics of setting this up, some of the use cases for this. You can have these for customer support, you can have these for troubleshooting, you can have these for onboarding or recruiting, but ultimately appointment booking and sales, that is the primary goal for most people when they get these set up, although that is not the only use case whatsoever. So if I'm in my account, I'm going to navigate over to the AI Agents tab. Then up at the top, we're going to have this getting started. So we can navigate between voice AI or conversational AI, and it'll have a couple of simple prompts to help you go ahead and get started. We're going to be going through several of these today. Then we've got Agent Studio, which we will look at. We've got voice AI, conversational AI, knowledge base, and agent templates. So agent templates is really cool because this will allow you to actually get some of these agents set up without having to do the prompting yourself. If you are interested in seeing if there is something that will work for you without having to do all of the manual setup, definitely take a look at some of these templates. You can go into categories. You can see the different type of templates that have already been set up by other people. Some of these are paid, some of these are free, and you can just decide what it is you would like to use. Then we've got different use cases. So we've got general Q&A, lead qualification, and appointment booking. We have different niches in here as well. Pricing, do you want this to be free, monthly, etc., and more. So this is a great option for you to be able to use these pre-built templates. We also have content AI. We're not really going to go into content AI today, but we will cover that in part tomorrow. So if I want to go ahead and create my agent for voice, we'll look at voice first. We are going to click on create agent. Now, for both conversational AI and voice AI, we can use something called a knowledge base. So we can do this as we are creating it, or we can do this prior to creating it. So I'm actually going to hop over to the knowledge base section for just a second. We're going to take a look at this. Again, we can do it in either order, but if we go into knowledge bases, we can create a knowledge base depending on what it is we want to do. And now we have several different options to populate our knowledge base. This is about as easy as it can possibly be with the different options that they have given us. So the first one is the web crawler. The web crawler allows you to add links to your site, to your funnels, any pages that you have that may have information about your business, or if you're setting it up for a client, about the client's business. Obviously, the home page of the website, that root domain, that is going to be one link that you want to add. So you're just going to go to add source. You'll go to web crawler, exact URL. You're going to put in the URL. You're going to hit extract data. So it's going to be pulling the pages that are on that site, and it is scanning and analyzing those pages for information. So obviously, if your site is not fully updated or if those pages have incorrect information, that could potentially be an issue. Ultimately, we're going to be able to catch some of those things during testing, and there are other ways for us to overcome that as well. We also have an FAQ option as well. So we can click on add source again, and we can add FAQ. So we can say, what are your hours? Or really anything. If there is anything that you want a specific answer to a certain type of question, this is one of the best places to plug it in. Because ultimately, with AI, a lot of times we really want to reiterate information in several places, especially if it's important. So let's say you might have an FAQ on your website, but whenever you're testing this out, it doesn't seem to be pulling that because maybe it's got a lot of information at that point. Going ahead and adding those specific FAQs into the FAQ section are going to give it just a little bit more clarity on exactly how you want this answered. This is also something that you can do as you go through testing, which we'll talk about as well. But this is something that I would really spend some time thinking about. Again, outside of basic questions like where are you located? What are your hours of operation? Things where you want to make sure that it is responding in a specific way. So, as many questions as you want to add, you can do that here. Just add the question. It does not have to be asked in this exact format for it to understand that, hey, this is basically the question, and I know I'm going to give the answer that has been shared with me. It is smart enough to know that if somebody is saying, are you open today? This is going to be a what are your hours type of question. Any questions that you get from leads, prospects, clients, anybody who's currently interested in your services, or any questions you think may be asked, you can go ahead and add those here as well, especially if you have tested different responses in the past and you feel like, okay, this is the best way for us to address that question. So you'll go ahead and plug in your answer, you'll hit save. We have up to 1,000 characters for our questions and our answers. But if you do need extra space, you've got the ability to do it. So you're going to be able to have FAQs listed here. You also can have tables that are uploaded. So let's say you've got different pricing tables. You have a lot of different products and you don't want to add those in individually under FAQs, or maybe you don't have all of that information listed on your site. You can upload that SB file here and you can go ahead and get those answers into your knowledge base. We're not really going to cover rich text right now, but file upload is another very important one. Maybe you have sales call transcripts or something that I definitely want to encourage you to use if you have those. This can be a great way to pull out top objections that are asked over and over or that are mentioned, and the ways that your team or yourself overcomes those successfully. Also, any questions that really hot prospects are asking, those are going to be in those transcripts. A lot of the information about your product offerings will also be in those transcripts. So those are full of very important data. Make sure that if you have those, you want to go ahead and pull those, download those transcripts from Zoom. If you use HighLevel, you can get transcripts from the phone call recordings. If those are phone calls, if you do not yet record your sales calls, go ahead and start doing that now. So you can upload files like that. You could upload a sales brochure or maybe an informational document. It can be a postcard, whatever it is, you can upload it. We also have documents that we put together with comprehensive information about a lot of different parts of the business or the business as a whole. So even if that information may be on those URLs through the web crawler, I would go ahead and upload those in the file uploads as well, because the more information we have and the better quality of information and the different formats, it's just going to reinforce that information in this knowledge base. You can start simple if you want to, and then based on testing, if you feel like it is not understanding this, it's not answering this question correctly, it's giving incorrect information, then you can start to add it in other places. But I would definitely say overall, if you have that information handy, just go ahead and get it uploaded right away. It's not going to hurt you. It's only going to make this process a lot faster and a lot easier. So once you have your knowledge base set up, then we can connect that with our voice AI agent or our conversational AI agent. So now if we hop back over to our voice AI tab, we can browse the marketplace. We'll hit continue. And now we're going to go through some basic prompts. The first one is going to be our agent details. We'll just call this demo agent. Business name, this is going to be the name of the business. So let's say you were doing a demo for clients. So if you've got plumbers that you want to work with, it's not going to be difficult for you to go ahead and update this for a specific business so that they can hear what that might sound like for them individually. So if this is your business, go ahead and plug in your business name. We also do have a lot of different languages that can be used. So if you serve Spanish speaking clients and English speaking clients, you can have one agent that can do both, which is really awesome. They will be rolling out with additional languages over time, but these are the ones that we have access to now. So select your language preference, and then we're going to select our voice. So if you click on the voice, you have a lot of different options for voices. You can see there's 11 different pages. So first, we're going to start with what language do you want this to be in? And do you want this to have a certain accent? So we've got a lot of different accents that can be selected. For now, I'm going to select American. And then if you have a preference on gender, male versus female, you can go ahead and select that as well. From here, you're just going to hit the play button and listen to the different voices and see what you like best. Aaron?
Hey, my name is Erin, and this is my natural speaking voice, which is great for conversations.
So I think Aaron sounds pretty good. Tanya sounds pretty good as well.
The best thing about the future is that it only comes one day at a time.
So as you can see, they all have their own personalities. Just select the one that you like. You can always switch this later and explore what you feel like might be best, again, to resonate with the people that you're going to be working with. We'll click save, and now we've got Aaron as our voice here. Make sure that your time zone is correct. And then we've got our inbound call greeting and our outbound call greeting. So ultimately, this agent does not need to be set up twice for inbound versus outbound. It's all going to be one agent if you have that outbound enabled in your account. But obviously, the way that we respond to somebody when they call us versus when we call them is going to look different. So if you want to change this, hey, you have reached Allie Blade Media. How can I help you today? You're just going to type it in and you're going to hit save. Not every voice AI platform is going to require you to do this. So the voice AI platforms we've been using throughout the year do not require this. But again, HighLevel wants to make sure that everything is as compliant as possible. And so this is something that is required if you are using their outbound calls. They want to make sure that people know upfront that this is an AI agent and how to no longer get calls. So disclaimer style, we can have concise. Hi, Allie, this is Media's AI assistant. You can say, don't call me again to opt out. And then it's going to go into that initial message. Then we've got standard. This is the demo agent, an AI assistant with Allie Blade Media, etc. And we have conversational. So just choose the one that you prefer, but that is a requirement. And then we've got our initial message here. So what is the purpose of the call? What are you trying to discuss with them? Then you're going to be able to see the complete meeting preview once you type this in. And then we have opt-out mechanism. So verbally, if they say stop, remove me from the call, don't call me again, etc., it will remove them from the AI outbound calling. They will not continue to get calls, even if they are in a workflow that has multiple calls enabled. So soon we're going to be able to have a post-call text opt-out, or they can press a key to opt out as well. So again, compliance is really important for them to make sure that everything is able to continue with their outbound voice AI. We'll see if it has any impact on results, but ultimately, I'm really excited to be able to finally use HighLevel's outbound as opposed to a third party. This is the foundation of a high-performing AI agent, a clear knowledge base, precise prompting, specific call transfer rules, and workflow triggers that automate what used to take hours of manual work. When you set this up the right way, your AI can book appointments, qualify leads, support clients, escalate issues, collect information, and run your systems exactly the way you want. Comment below and tell me which agent you're building first: appointment booking, client support, triage routing, onboarding, or something more advanced. I want to know exactly where you're focusing so I can support you in the next session.